so I've finished my sketch. I'm happy with the lines and composition of the piece. Now what I'm going to do is grab my lightbox and transfer the image onto my watercolor paper. So here in the back of the watercolor paper, I actually have my image lined up. I make a small grid in the back or just some construction lines here with a pencil, so I can see where the art's going to be, how it's going to sit inside of a frame, everything like that, all those details. But I actually have two pieces here. I have a main layer, which is like the fill, and then an actual line work layer. So when I'm done creating a fill layer here on this sheet of paper, I will remove this and then bring it back to my light table once the ink is dried. Okay, so I just finished the inking process of this with the detailed lines. Got some more black ink and added some black ink shading in here to kind of give it a little bit more character. So I'm going to do this weird sort of droopy, gross, gooey skeleton layer on top of this guy. Sick. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with this. Looks pretty good. So I got the basic sketch down now. The next step is to actually ink these lines. Okay, so I'm just gonna ink the bottom here a little bit. Now this technique, what I'm doing is I'm actually just feathering it out. So I'm loading my brush up fairly heavy. I'm just going until it dries out. Alright, so there's some shiny spots. Where's that? See that? Yeah, shiny. Some super shiny spots on here. That means that ink is still drying, and I should let it dry. But I'm impatient, so I'm going to grab a heat gun, and I'm going to speed this up. Alright, so I got two different China markers here. We have the Sharpie peel off China marker, which is more of like a traditional China marker most people are familiar with. And then also I have this Stabilo brand style China marker. This thing's pretty cool. This is a water soluble grease pencil basically. It doesn't lay down the same way, but you can sharpen them to a nice point. There's a good wood body to it, so it's easy to work with. So usually what I like to do is I find the areas that I'm gonna shade, and I slowly work the marker up gradually. Now, the Stabilo marker gives a much finer texture, it's not as rough and not as aggressive, whereas the Sharpie one, on the other hand, is a little bit more aggressive and requires a bit more force. So because I've already filled in a large portion of these with black ink, I'm actually just going to grab the Sharpie one first. Alright, so now that I've gotten most of the bold, thick texture in, I'm gonna switch to a Stabilo pencil and start going in and really refining those details a bit more and solidifying the shape of the drips. There's the Ecoline 665 color. This is a super nice green. I really like the Ecoline Inks watercolor, or whatever you want to call them. So I'm not 100% sure how this is going to come out. I've never airbrushed with this type of ink before. So I have some in this little cup. And got this little eyedropper. I'm just gonna go for it. If it gets fucked up, we'll just make a new one. Let's make an art, man. Break some shit. Okay, so I'm gonna go super slow because I'm getting a little nervous. I spent a lot of time on this thing. Alright, still looks cool. That's better. Shut up. Alright. Airbrush time. Alright, not bad. It's kind of cool. So I'm actually kind of happy with this. This looks alright. I was a little nervous at first that I completely ruined it, but I only ruined it a little bit. I like it. I think. I don't know. You tell me, what do you think? Should I have just left the skeleton? Probably. Should I have switched to a yellow? Probably. In that stage of overworking. What I do. It's done. You guys like it? I'm gonna go hang it on my fridge. Please comment, like, and subscribe to the video if you like what you saw today. Or if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please leave them in the comments. Hope it's out.